Yeah. Exactly.
All right, we're live, everybody. Welcome to the Musty Wargamers Show, episode 18 of season 8. We're getting down to the last episodes of this season.
That's
and
weird.
We have our usual band of misfit toys in the show tonight.
Misfits?
Misfit toys.
We're like a misfit among.
I'd rather not be called a toy. I don't mind misfit.
We're a misfit among misfits.
Anyways,
that's between you and your whatever.
Your significant other. Come here, toy. Oh, all right. Oh, we're off and running tonight. Do we have anybody watching tonight? Nope, nobody's watching. No one loves us.
Summertime.
Well, it is summertime. I forgot almost it was tonight until like an hour ago. I remembered earlier today, and then I got doing my thing in the evening, and I was like, "Oh, that's right."
Well, what 2 men Jamesons later, and he's like, "Oh, I better."
Yeah, it was 2 rum and cokes later, which there's reasons. Life,
His feet were up in the air, relaxing. Like, whoa,
that's right. Wait,
that's tonight. Whoa,
that's
I
tonight.
better put that third one down.
Dan's 1.25 times faster tonight. You're just like a little bit faster. It's like, what is that?
That is why.
Yeah.
I am primed.
All right. So, how's everybody been up to, or how are they doing in the last month? Yeah, it's been a month. It's hard to believe. It just seems like yesterday we had a show.
I know, right?
Time flies when you're busy. Summertime.
And we're smack dead in I don't know if we're in the middle, but we're heavily into summer now.
Heavily, I like that. Yep.
Heavily into summer.
Officially summer was a month ago.
Started, yeah, exactly.
So we are definitely heavily in. Yep.
Yeah, we got walkabout games in the house. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Thanks for joining in. Always good to see you, my friend.
Hey, now we got people.
All right.
We have peeps in the house.
Chat, so I can pay attention to what's happening.
Yeah, who let us in? Well, somebody left the door open.
Yeah,
strays just wandered in.
My computer forgot about this whole thing.
No,
I had to re-sign into everything.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I go a month. I had to re-sign into StreamYard just to be able, and then send a code to myself to be able to log in so I can even set the show up.
Yeah.
Like, from this computer.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right. So, Dan, you're in the hot seat. What have you been up to?
Well, not this hobby.
How dare you?
I know.
You've been big wheeled orange, red hobby.
Yeah, red. Yeah. No, I'm still all about figures and miniatures and the hobby. This is my time that between farm work and family stuff in the summer and then my other hobby that's taken up. I haven't actually been at the painting desk since last show. But that's what I did last summer too, and got to make hay when the sun shines. So I have been working on hay and literally
making hay.
Yeah, killing weeds and killing bugs and spraying and doing farm stuff. But and then working on my antique tractors. I took one. We had our county fair was a week and a half ago, so I took the one I'm kind of currently working on, and it's kind of in progress. I mean, it runs and everything just fine, but it's not done. So took that in. So that was kind of fun, and just doing the thing. But no miniature hobbies for me. I'm a little out of the loop. I try to keep track through Facebook and stuff as far as what's getting released, what the buzz is a little bit, and new things coming out and stuff. But and I'm still working on 15 mil Old Glory 15 millimeter ACW.
Did you order any
Not
Didn't
during
order
the
any-
Christmas and July sale. I did not.
Okay.
I've got pretty much. I want to kind of paint what I've got. I've got enough to have good balanced force, and I'm actually painting the bases on my dismounted cavalry just to get the bases done, and they're done. And my horse holders are done, and matte varnished. I actually did that right like 20 minutes ago, so they'd be ready to be based. And then I'm gonna paint up. I guess next, I forgot even what was in the queue, but I was looking down and I've got. I want to paint up another regiment or two of infantry, and I also got a pack last time of the ACW 37, which are Confederate casualties, just because that's cool. I like to have them on the table, to mark. I even forget in in the game if they're disruption, there's something, but they'll mark that. So
Yeah.
instead of just using dice, it's cool to have which Tim is inspired there too
Oh,
with
yeah.
his
I love
his
that.
casualty figures.
I was
Mhm.
just doing the cavalry.
Yep,
Well, sorry, the
it's
cavalry
awesome.
out of the.
I don't know what it is about that. I love that. So that's cool.
I just think that because
It's
I can
awesome.
handle Caesar and stuff. You've got
Yep.
like disorder and
Yeah,
shaking.
disorder.
So
Yep.
when you shake it, you just put that behind there, and then you just
Yep.
go for it.
And
Just
that's
put a little martini glass behind it, shaking.
yes, not stirred. But so I'm definitely doing them for that because I figure the first time I play, I always have done that with all the game systems I've ever done. It's like I like to have all the cool stuff out the first time I play. And so that, and then one other little kind of fun note.
Hey,
Hey,
Josh.
Joshua, I saw he just shows up.
Hey.
Mark, my buddy from Atlantic, I've not seen him, but he's been the last couple bolt action games we had last spring or something. We'd always take a ton of pictures, but he got one of those. I think it's a free app. It's like a AI animation app. And
Oh yeah, have you seen that?
he's
Yeah.
been animating. It only gives you like it's literally like 3 seconds or something. But he's taken a few photos from our game, which is totally cool because he's always done his miniatures on my table, but last night he sent me one of my dudes, and my infantry shooting in advance and past the terrain that I made on the table, and I don't know, that's just it's pointless, but it's pretty cool because it's always what you're kind of as a kid picture,
Yeah.
and so that's been kind of fun. He's been just last night he sent me a couple more he did too. So he showed me what app it was he got, and you get, I don't know, 3 or 5 videos you can make for free, and then I don't know what after that, but probably once I get into winter here, I'll start, just for fun. I'd love to see my Bretonians like charging across the table.
Oh yeah, I've seen some stuff like that. It looks cool, but
it's
like
it's just silly.
I know, but it's
most ones I've seen
for
are for
years. I
battle.
used to say that there were people that could paint so well. It looks like the models can like walk right off the table.
Yeah.
Now we can actually get them to walk right off the table.
Off the table, which is pretty cool. And yeah, they walk right off their bases and head out. And some of them times they do kind of weird stuff, and sometimes it was really, really sweet. But anyway, that's kind of my hobby update and doing the thing. So yeah, that's me.
Right. How about you, Tim?
Oh well, Normans.
More Normans.
Norms.
Norm.
But to go with the Normans, I've been doing this. Got a little.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just
the
let me
tent
zoom
put
in
up.
for a second.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And I put them like all on like little bitty individual bases so we could, moving them around and got a little campfire thing going
Campfire
on.
girls in the middle.
Got that going on. And then I finished up another unit of infantry.
Cool.
Which I was in the middle of editing the video. I haven't posted it yet on the YouTube channel yet, but a discussion about, basing and dynamic models, and, Hail Caesar's pretty cool because it's all about frontages.
Yeah.
So if you've got, let's say you have 540s or 450s, same frontage,
Mhm.
and I don't want to get off topic or anything, but it's all about these that kind of scale creep stuff where our models are so much better than they used to be, especially in the plastic, but they're also so much more dynamic that they take up more space.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the Normans that I had done, and they're pretty bunched up, and I think that I am going to start shifting just frontage wise using 50s for a lot of different infantry, just depending on how dynamic the poses are. Like I had to go to that when I was doing a Gaelic force, which would have been Celt-Iberians for my Spanish army.
Mhm.
There, like the guys, there's several of them that are like leaning forward. They got both arms out, and it's like, what am I going to put on the base with him?
Mhm.
I mean, maybe one guy over here. I mean, he takes up space for two people. So
Right.
I started doing those guys on 50 by 50s, and I think it works out. I think it looks so much better than having them all crammed together. Now, my Romans, like a pike block, yeah, you can get away with that crunched up because everybody's fairly similarly posed.
Mhm.
And it's like my Greeks, um, that's very easy to do on 40s, but the rest of these, when you've got an arm out this way and an arm out this way, and
Yeah, it's trying to rank them up
you
any
always make
kind of
them
way.
look like you're stabbing their buddy in the back of the head or
Yeah.
cutting their arm off or something.
Yeah.
Make way.
Probably wasn't that far off from the truth, but that being said, I just don't like that. It looks
Jammed up feeling.
crowded. Now, remember back in the old days where we had like a lot of metal miniatures, and they were all monopose, and they weren't nearly as robust, thick.
Mhm.
What do they call it? Like a heroic type scale stuff. Where I mean, they get so much detail on them now, but still they're just bigger.
Yeah.
They're thicker and a little bit broader.
Yeah.
40 just really doesn't cut it anymore for the infantry, not visually anyway. It makes some forces look like they're just running over the top of each other.
Well, and you're doing both sides, so you can do it however you want, right?
Yeah,
you're not going to a club that.
It's all about frontages anyway.
But don't you have to match your opponent or not?
No, it's a frontage thing. You just add a base. If he's doing 40, if he's doing 40s and I'm doing 50s, I bring 4, he brings 5.
Okay, I see. That's true.
So, but now I understand where in some game systems that could become an issue. Yeah, a big issue. Where you would have to have that sort of, we're going to have to, have a little bit of a leeway here. This is what this represents and that sort of thing, which as grown-ups and people with just an ounce of cerebral activity can do.
Well, that
it's
keeps
not
me
that hard to work things in. But yeah, I just like there's a couple of these bases that have like 5 models on them, and I think that looks fine. It doesn't look too awfully crowded.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was to put another guy on there, that would be crowded.
Yeah, that'd be really
that'd be really crowded. And you look at the way the spear arms are stuck out the way they are off to the side, and it's like,
where are you going to put more
guys on there?
Yeah.
If they were all basically this sort of guy, where there's very static,
Mhm.
doesn't make any difference. You can do them on 40s, but if you're going to have those mixed units and dynamic poses and stuff, it just doesn't have a good look anymore like that. So I think going bigger shouldn't be that big of an issue for people. I mean, I'm going to do a lot more of mine this way, and it's much easier to do your basing material. And
Oh yeah.
If you could choose whatever frontage you want, then you could do whatever you want.
true,
That's
but we
good.
can all do whatever. The great thing about our hobby is we can all do whatever we want.
Yes,
you can't
that's,
do whatever you
that's
want.
always the answer. But then there's levels of being able to do whatever you want. Like certain rules are like there's certain rule systems where they design the whole game around a strict base size, right? And then
Yeah, and
it's like,
fronted. Yeah.
and then it's like, well, I could still do whatever I want, but then like I have to basically play with my toys alone, whereas like what you said, you can make adjustments with certain rule sets and just do what you want. Yeah, it's good.
I mean, there's no rule set that we can't modify at all.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a matter of what if you're playing with the group, that it's like on Old World, if you go with the old 20 mil bases and then the other guy's got 25 and whatever. I mean, you can make that work too, but it does have an effect.
Well, I mean, like I said, we're grown-ups and we can say, okay, we know that this would skew this way,
Right.
but we're just not going to do that.
But what if you don't want to be a grown-up?
We have to act like grown-ups, though. That's like the
well,
problem.
but what it comes down to is certain rule sets make life a lot easier with that. I mean, like there's certain things that there's certain, and when you're in the historical realm, it's even easier usually. I find I can't say that blanketly with all the skirmish games and stuff. There's a lot of games where it's like they're bleeding over, whether it's historical or fantasy. Like even like that Shield Wall, not Shield Wall. What's the Viking game you just got into, Tim, that has trolls in it? Midgard. You can do fantasy in it, right? Even though it's starting out as more like, I think it kind of comes through the door as an historical game, but you could use it for fantasy too.
Oh yeah, it's in the book. So
cool.
Yeah, I don't think it should be an issue as long as and that's the thing, is being able to sit down and talk like grown-ups and go, okay, I know I've got this, but what's the closest approximation, that we can do and we can agree on. I mean, that's
when you're playing both sides. When you're doing both sides, are you having this conversation with yourself? Like you just put a mirror up and it's like, like, I'm gonna have this conversation, and
no, I'm pretty much a prick. I'm pretty much a prick. I just take charge of everything.
He just screws himself over.
You're not like Gollum talking to yourself.
Put two chairs, one on each side of the table. Just get up, move over to the other side.
I'm a complete ass to myself.
Well, and most of the voices in my head speak foreign languages anyway, which I don't speak. So I don't understand what they're saying anyhow. So
your subconscious speaks in tongues.
Well, yeah, confused as I am most of the time, that's exactly what it sounds like. I will tell you something though, what I've had 3 shots put into my left ear of steroids into my left ear to try to help mitigate the hearing loss. Let me tell you, that's an uncomfortable thing to go through.
Oh, I bet.
And when they don't numb it, like they did on the second shot,
oh God,
that pain will bring out the girly in you in a hurry. It was,
it's like the steroidal shots in my spine.
Oh, I've had like a needle put in my eye to numb my eye so they could work on it.
Yeah,
I'd rather have that.
Right.
I would rather have that than the needle in my ear.
Well, the funny thing that you say with that is, have you ever seen the acupuncture charts that show the ear versus the rest of the body?
Yeah.
because I know you used to say that you're into the martial arts, used to be really into the martial arts, or at least maybe you still are. But when you look at the ear, the amount of acupuncture points is just like the same amount is in the rest of the body. It's like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah, that it's very innervated, I guess, with nerves and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this Norman projects, I'm just trying to take my time because, you know, it like with Dan, it's summertime. I want to be out. I want to get engaged in other things. But I got probably some big projects coming up for this winter that's going to really, you know, take a lot of effort to get them done and or at least get into them fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I want to take my time here because I know I'll be spending an inordinate amount of time in this room, gluing, painting, priming, and it'll be a lot. It'll be a lot. But that's about where I'm at right now on this project. So, but it's moving at a pace that I'm happy with this summer. I'm not trying to kill myself with it.
Good. Well, I've had some exciting gaming over the last month, even if it hasn't been a lot. Like I wouldn't say I've been gaming as much as I usually do, but I had a game of Old World with the new rules. I don't think I've talked to you guys about that. Had I? This the last time I was
you
here?
mentioned it to me.
Well, they had a new FAQ with the new rules, and all I'll just say is that I really like it. Like I was very a little bummed, like a lot of people, that like they made a significant FAQ errata so that now you have to have these few pages. It's really like 2 pages both sides or whatever. If you're just looking at the errata, not just like somebody's question that they're answering, but like the rule change. But I was like, when you get like a big fancy book, like a Warhammer fantasy book, the fact that you have to like now you can't use the book like exactly as is, like you have to use this, it's pretty significant. A lot of people are kind of bummed at that idea, but I'll tell you that a lot of the things that people really struggled with this game, they actually fixed really well. And it's made it kind of fun to have like infantry back in the game, like really significant, and then to have magic toned down a little bit, like still good, but not as debilitating as it was. And so actually, in a lot of ways, it's kind of pumped me up, like for the game again. It was like sometimes like you're on different levels of enthusiasm at times, and it's like kind of giving me a boost. If that makes sense.
Just a question is, did they make the changes to magic to kind of rein in the Tomb Kings?
There may have been some examples of that because every army has gotten a little bit of a hit, but and I think that there's something about the Chalice of Souls or whatever, the Casket of Souls, that isn't as good as it was before. But overall, I don't think it was just to go after the Tomb Kings, and if anything, regeneration is actually a little bit better. I think in some ways, and so depending on which army you are, and so so I wouldn't expect that like it destroyed your army or anything. I don't think there's any one army that got like destroyed with it. But yeah, like
what are some of the main changes? I mean, just on the highlights of the rules.
Right, there are some significant ones that are just isolated, like. Poison is not like just wounding on automatic wound on 6. Now it gives you plus, and so like they've just like nerfed some things. But the big 2 things I think are like the magic, where basically now your magic level is halved, and so rounded up. And so if you're a level 4, you can add +2 to your dice roll for casting. Whereas if you're level 3, you can also add +2, but the difference is with the level 4, you get the extra spell. That's what you're paying for. And then so 1 and 2, you're adding +1. And so they've compressed how the level of the mages. And so now you're not as debilitated. Magic resistance has not been changed. So if you have a +2 magic resistance as a dwarf, you're actually negating a 4-level wizard. And so it's actually giving a dwarf a bonus. Thing is things that actually affect your magic level that have not been changed, like my orcs, like my orc shaman, if he has a mob rule, so if an orc shaman is in a group of boys, they get a +1 to their magic level. So now they can be a level, now they can, like you can be a level 2 and operate as a level 3, if that makes sense, or a 3 and operate as a level 4. And it's actually, it's even better than that. It's +1. So like you could be a level 2 and be operating as a level 4 just because of that rule. The other thing I'll just say, because I don't want to, there's a lot of this out there, but I could go on and on. But the biggest thing I think is the infantry rules. There's 3 rules for infantry and heavy infantry, and they basically get a whole other fighting rank now. There's more specifics to that, but you're fighting in 2 ranks, and supportive attacks are actually, in addition to that, you actually, to get a close order bonus in combat resolution, you have to have at least 10 unit strength now. So dragons, except for one of them, most dragons can't get close order, or any monsters anymore. And so you actually get outnumber now. So if you outnumber your opponent, not by 50%, but just at all, you actually get combat resolution. And then also there's a parry rule where you actually, as long as you have a hand weapon and shield, you get a 4+ save. It's, so that's pretty cheap 4+ save for infantry and heavy infantry. So those have made infantry, and now they've got lots of scenarios where infantry important too. So it's important to have them. So it's kind of changed the game a bit, right? Like you get your infantry in there, and they're not just getting destroyed by heroes in the same exact way as before.
Yeah, that's what I kind of just was gleaning from the Bretonnians. They were, lamenting the how they've weakened cavalry, but they did mention how the infantry was better, and then and then it sounded like monsters weren't able to just go around and just eat units like they used to be. Is that true? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Well, they don't get the close order bonus.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. They also, they're getting a lot more attacks from infantry back at them. It's just, there's lots of different ways they've changed things to make it just things operate a little bit differently.
Yeah, I like the sound of all that.
It's good. There's there's more specifics. There's a lot of specifics, but those are the kind of some of the trends. Mm-hmm. So in addition to playing my first game of the new version of the old world, I played my first game today of Adeptus Titanicus, and I really enjoyed it. I actually, my opponent was also new at it. He's a pretty experienced gamer, but he got a grasp of the rules a little better than me on the first go around. But I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed how it plays. And so that was really, it's really nice when you actually invest in a game and buy the starter set and paint it and, buy all these other models and do all this stuff and you've never played it before, to actually get a game in and then feel like you made a good decision.
Yeah.
And so, watching bat rips on YouTube, it can be very helpful in that regard, but it's not the same as playing it, and so, so that was good. And so I'm very excited about that. And so moving on from the gaming, I'll just show one thing that I'm painting. I've got a lot of Warhammer Fantasy Orcs and Goblins on the table that I'm going to be doing real soon. I'm prepping to paint. But right now, I've just got this guy. And so he's actually, I've not shown him on the channel yet. He's not finished. But this guy is like the other guy I showed, but I painted him differently. He's got stripes on his carapace. And basically, he's got different weapons than the other guy does. So his carapace weapon and he's got 2 other weapons in addition to this. He's got a chain fist instead of a power fist. And he's got a melt-a-gun. And also I've got this laser blaster. There's a name for it. I don't remember it.
Las blaster.
Yeah, probably. It's a large laser type gun. Just like this is a laser gun too. And so I still have to finish off this and touch it up and do the base and stuff. But I'm coming along. I also haven't washed any of the metal or anything. And so that's cool. And then for my musty drink, I've got Granville Island English Bay Ale tonight. I'm just having a beer tonight at the show. And I actually really like this this brewery out in BC, closer to Chris's neck of the woods. Basically, one thing is I'm not big on, I got a mix pack, and I think out of all of them, this is probably my least favorite of them. It's an English Bay Ale. It tastes a bit like a brown ale, which I find to be kind of malty. Rusty, I know you're big into the aromas and the scents and the tastes and stuff. I kind of find a brown ale to be on the malty side.
Yep.
And a lot of people really like that. It's not my favorite of the flavors, but I don't. It does take too much to impress me. I'll still drink them.
Well,
alrighty.
Doesn't take me.
not that tough of a crowd then.
No, it's beer, right? And so I'm not going to turn it away.
Got alcohol in it. Sure, there you go.
It's something that wets your whistle.
That's right.
All right. Well, for me, let's see. Last month, I got one game of Lord of the Rings in.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah.
That was at the end of June. So I haven't done anything in the month of July. But I did get myself turned into my Rohan got turned into pincushions from the elves.
Now, you talked about that in the last show. So was there another time that happened again?
Yeah, it's like one of the first same guy played before. It's like he turned me into pincushions. He brings Legolas and his crew. Just like I won this previous scenario I played against him where it was scenario where I had to get across the table and off the table.
That's the one you mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, that one worked out pretty decently because I locked him down with a small force and kind of used him as a blocking force and then rushed everybody else off. This one was like, you got to take objective that's on the table, so you're fighting over the objective, and he's like stand back and like
right.
So he has his Legolas just takes out your captains. At like, what can you do? That's what he does.
Well, you bring Gimli.
You
got to bring Gimli so he can compete with him.
Yeah, well.
What is your but you're actually orcs, right?
He's Rohan, right?
No, Rohan.
Rohan.
You said Rohan, right? That's right.
Yeah.
You have orcs too, don't you?
Yeah, I got orcs too.
Yeah.
I got orcs and Rohan. And let's see. Eventually, I'd like to do dwarves and elves too, but it's like right now, until I get everybody painted up, I do not want to buy any more models because I still haven't even delved into my box. I got the new box set that came out in December. I haven't even cracked it and started putting those guys together. Until I do that, I am not doing anything. But right now, the big thing that's on the table that's been working on for a while now is the Chaos Dwarves.
Yep.
Right.
Seen your stuff, yeah.
It's like right now, like
that's crazy.
I mentioned, if you watched my video, it's like I talked about this guy having an ensorcelled demonic weapon. You can see you can actually see the face on it.
That's cool.
It's a
possessed weapon.
Oh, excellent.
That's crazy.
Excellent. Love that guy.
That's got him coming across, and I got this guy here. This is another Turok. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh man, he's huge too.
Huh. Yeah. Let's see. Where's got a human? Okay, here we go. I got a Queen's Ranger model.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's even bigger than I thought.
Yeah. It's like if you ever remember Palmer's Dragon Ogres, like these guys are about the size of a Dragon Ogre.
That's what I wondered. Cool.
The Turoks are a little bit bigger than Dragon Ogres because they're the hero types, and the regular bull renders, the bull centaur renders, that's about the size of a Dragon Ogre.
Okay.
Those prints look really close to the new ones they just released, don't they?
What's that?
They just released a new one for Age of Sigmar, and they look really similar.
Yeah, because these are the Forge World ones.
Oh, those are Forge World.
Yeah, these are Forge World.
Oh, I didn't realize because I was thinking they look really, really good. And not that you print a lot of really good stuff, but some of the stuff you have printed some stuff for that army, right?
Yes, I do have some stuff I have printed off, but these are actual Forge World models.
Yeah, because they look amazing. They look really good.
Yeah.
And now that they have the new release coming out of Chaos Dwarf stuff for Age of Sigmar, And I think they have some bull renders in those. So I might have to take a look at adding to this force. But right now, I got 9 of these guys.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's a lot of points. I did print off a couple more models that are banners and musicians. So I might add a couple more, have 2 units with banners and a musician with it.
Oh, sure.
Just to add a little bit of flavor to them.
Mm-hmm.
But when I printed them off, they were about the size of a horse, standard horse. And I was like, well, those things are about half the size of, I had to blow them up again. So I reprint them and see if I haven't put them together yet.
Cool.
So that's, then here's the third Turok I got.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
This is an actual Age of Sigmar bull centaur. So
I didn't know they had them for Age of Sigmar. You were just talking about that, and I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, they just did a release, didn't they? Have some new ones, Rusty?
They're on pre-order. I think they got pre-order. Was it pre-order Saturday? I think they went up on pre-order, so they'll be coming out sometime in August, 2 weeks from now.
So are people going to use them for Old World? Is that like commonly the buzz or not?
They can, but a lot of people are a little upset that because they're legacy in the Old World, the fact that they're being released on iOS, like you've got people that are upset. But then there are people saying, well, that just means they can, because the infantry look really different than the high hat ones. Like the
their infantry is just guys with axes and maces.
Yeah, I think I saw pictures of them. Yeah,
they're just your basic infantry. The ones I have, I got the ones with the fire glaives.
Mm-hmm.
And here's I got some Forge World fire glaives guys, but here's some. He's got the pole arm.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was seeing pictures of. I didn't realize it was for Age of Sigmar though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these guys, that's like strength 4 with a +2. You're looking at strength 6, choppy guys. So. Eventually, I got to put them on base.
Choppy.
I hate when you get all technical on us.
Yeah. So that's my update. The drink of the night is going to be Appleton Estate rum.
Oh, that looks like a fresh one there.
Oh, I approve. Sound effects and all.
Yeah. Yeah, this is high-end signature from Jamaican rum.
Jamaican.
Yeah,
I didn't look at it. So is it a dark or a light? I didn't look up.
It's a semi-dark.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, crap. Lost my cork. Yeah, here we go. Bring it up close.
It's got a cork. That's got to be a good rum.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about $30-something a bottle. I have some. They got another one that's an 8-year-old rum.
Mm-hmm.
That was even more expensive.
But you're worth it, Rusty. Go back.
Yeah. My wife tells me I have too much alcohol.
Well, I've seen I've seen. Well, that's not even all of it. What you have in that cabinet, and you're like just off of the kitchen.
Yeah.
There's liquor stores that don't have that good a supply.
I like variety. Okay.
Yeah, variety. It's not like you got 8 of each one, but your variety is impressive.
Yeah, it's like the only thing I have doubles of is I got a lot, like probably a case of Jameson.
That's just a good idea for anybody.
Yeah. And
I can't actually keep it on hand. My wife said the other day, I said, I don't have any more scotch. And she's like, you don't have any more scotch? And I was like, for some reason, I just can't keep it on hand.
Well, you keep it in hand.
That's right. Sounds like a problem.
Yeah.
All right, so we move into our topic of the night. We got 2 of the topics tonight, which they kind of interlock with each other, so we can talk about both of them at the same time. But Tim kind of alluded to it. How closely does one follow new product releases in the hobby?
Excuse me.
And FOMO, fear of missing out, the phenomenon and how it affects our purchasing following new releases.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
About that.
It's a thing.
Drug dealers.
It is
Crack
not
dealers.
fair. Yeah.
Plastic crack dealers.
Yeah.
Oh, I should probably get into our. Well, we got a few comments here. Should we go to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, no, Chris said, I have one AI that you could do longer than a few seconds, but you have to pay for it.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I
It's
put
fun.
with my Celts, I put on some rocks or stumps of fallen trees. Oh, give them some height and back and forth and stuff.
Oh, so that you can pack them in.
Fill out
Yeah.
the base and stuff, so they
You
don't
go
have
vertical.
anything
Yeah.
on the base. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great idea.
Skyscraper method.
Yeah. Go vertical.
With Kings of War, I make dioramas. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Is that because in Kings of War, you're not removing anything. It's just
No, it's just the base footprint. It's all you're after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
that'd be
cool.
the same as our what do you call it? The Land of the Free. You don't remove anything. It was just
Yeah,
you
they
have
just
a
get
footprint.
weakened and disordered and shaken.
Eventually things will.
What I like about Hail Caesars that picking each individual model off, and
Unlike Warhammer.
Yeah, well, that's what they said about Kings of War. You paint all your dudes, and in a couple dice rolls, you're pulling handfuls off. So they said this way you keep all your toys on the table until they've finally been pounded, and
Then they disappear.
So that's kind of cool. I can get behind that too.
Yeah. Stompy robot time and not BattleTech. Yeah.
Oh, he's talking about Palmer's
Yeah.
showcase. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Titan.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
Somebody said BattleTech.
You getting thirsty?
It's like no
Got
wonder
my
he
drink in
can't keep.
hand.
He's always got something in hand. And it's
That's
like,
right.
why his painting slows down because he's like, oh gosh, I gotta drink some.
Yeah. Keep lubricated.
All right, we're caught up on the topic. The topic. Who wants to go first? Even though we just started talking about it,
well,
we just had some new releases coming up, which is man. Oh man.
yep.
With all the new Age of Sigmar Chaos Dwarves, I was looking at that and going, ooh, very, very tempting. I'd like to get some more of that stuff. It looks awful mighty juicy.
Yeah, I keep trying to refrain from starting a full-blown medieval project, but Victrix keeps coming out with them great-looking Crusader models, and they have the Islamic forces coming along, and it's like, oh God, I don't want to because I've still got armies I got whole armies just sitting in the box that they came in. I haven't even cracked them open, and I got something. I got my mystery box from Warlord Games, which I am a sucker for. I have to admit, when they do that like mystery box thing, like I look at it and I go, because back in the day when they did it, they just took from everything that they got, and you just get a random stuff.
Oh, I thought it still was that.
Actually dedicated forces in the box, so everything you get is supposed to be around that army, which is a really great idea for getting people into. And I chose Black Powder but I didn't. But they split it between Napoleonics and the rest of it. So I'm really hoping, because I haven't really opened it. I already cut the box, so I thought we might, because it's part of our topic tonight.
Yeah.
That something else has come down the pike, and so I cut the bottom of it open, and we'll see what's in it, because I don't know what army they sent me, but I'm hoping it's either like the Franco-Prussian War, the Crimean War, French and Indian War would be awesome.
I would be afraid of getting anything with Napoleonics or Franco-Prussian War, because then I was like, oh, it's like seeds, and then once you have the seed, then it starts to grow.
Well, the Franco-Prussian War, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with that because the uniforms are pretty simple.
Yeah.
If I would have chosen Napoleonics, I know that would just be. That's one of those rabbit holes I think you start down, and you have to be drug out of it.
Yeah.
Because one
you
thing,
need treatment,
the next thing, because I've thought about it doing it, and I cannot get involved in that.
I was really into it. And it was like the table behind me. I had that thing completely full of nothing but Napoleonics 15s. And I'm just glad I did it in 15s, because I can't imagine having to paint all those different uniforms in 28.
Yeah.
It's bad enough having to do it with American
War of Independence.
Yeah, it's like the British have a lot of flashy stuff on that. And that was like, oh gosh.
Yeah. But yeah, if we have time, I'll crack that box open. We can all see what I got.
I've always wondered what comes in them.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were specific.
Well, they didn't used to be. They've just started that, and they do it.
Okay.
And now their thing is they're doing it with bold action stuff.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, you ought to check out their website. It's like you pick the bolt action thing, and then you like, what army's coming? And I don't know. It's kind of like gambling.
Yeah.
Not, because then you're going to actually have something.
Yeah, you win, but maybe whether you fall in love with.
So I'm really kind of chuffed about it. I think it'll be a cool way to get into a different time period, a different sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it's not like American War of Independence. I don't know. I don't want to do that. I'd like to do like their Marlborough faction, like for the War of the Spanish Succession, the Sun King, and all that kind of stuff going on.
What kind of discount do they try to promote that this is?
Well, they say that it's supposed to be like $250 plus worth of miniatures for like $160.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Something that it's supposed to be a really great deal, but we'll see when I crack this thing open if it's as great a deal as
But that price, even if you moved it on, you'd probably be fine.
Yeah,
it's not.
I would hate people to have, what do they call those people that do that all the time? When they buy
scalpers.
They grab all the stuff up and then they turn around and chop it up and sell it on
resellers.
Yeah.
But,
you see that with the current release, because they have a new edition of Horus Heresy coming out now. They got the third edition of it is hitting getting released this weekend.
Okay.
So I did pick up and order the new rule book, but the rule book I ordered is from somebody chopping up a box set.
Yeah.
And they're selling all the tokens that like I need more templates, like another hole in the head, because I got like
of
10
course,
sets
Games Workshop, which this might tie into our topic, the FOMO thing, but like I remember when the Bretonian stuff came out back when the Old World's released, and like literally, I was jazzed and I was actually going to do it, and and man, I was like refreshed. I was like that guy, trying, like, it was supposed to open like at noon or 2 Central Standard Time and all the thing, and you go in, get the stuff in my cart, and they don't tell you pricing ahead of time, so you're just like freaking out trying to decide, make split decisions, and you get in the cart. By the time I was checking out, a few of the things were already gone, and then you go on literally on eBay like
there they are.
2 days later, and there's people selling that freaking item that I was trying to get into my cart for me, and they were buying up whatever they were doing, but just for resale, and
they're selling it for like twice what you could have bought.
Like twice what it was, and then I wanted the magic item cards for Batonia. No reason, don't need them, obviously, but I just kind of wanted to, it was going to be the fun thing because I was using my 5th edition predominantly miniatures anyway, so I didn't need much for miniatures. I wanted the rules, and I kind of wanted those magic cards or item cards or whatever they call them, and the dice and all that, was like gone before, like within 35 minutes, literally. I remember that, and they were gone. I'm like, anyway, sorry, a little tangent there, but
now that's kind of like the fear of missing out. It's like they expect you to. It's like, oh, it's
yes. It's gone, so you've got to get in on it, right?
Yeah,
or because they even said those magic cards are not gonna. This is one print run, and this is it. They might have said that about the dice too. I can't remember that, but I remember the cards in particular. And I'm like, I'm getting them. I'm totally getting them. They were only whatever too much, but like $35 or something. I'm like, sure. And then then they're on eBay for like $80, and that's the only place you can get them after that. After literally that 35 minutes. But they create the FOMO. And even yet, I haven't looked for maybe 2 months or 6 weeks or something, but the Bretonian stuff online, there's still a lot of the miniatures that are out of stock yet, and it's like, really, it's almost been a year, or it's a year and whatever is what I mean. But since a year and a half since they've been out, and you can't get just regular army items. Makes you buy them when they come up or pay too much, which kind of adds to the whole FOMO thing.
I find limited release kind of mentality also drives it. Like in some ways, I get the same feeling for limited metal models from GW as like Kickstarter. Like it's sort of like, even though Kickstarter is a deal, like there's a price component to it. Right. There's also this idea that it's limited. Like, there's some models you can only get during Kickstarters. With
exclusive Kickstarter exclusives, they'll call them.
Yeah, and so if you really like something, and then you hear that like this awesome miniatures for this game are only available if you get the Kickstarter, then there's a fear of missing out.
And you don't even know for sure if you're going to bite on something that maybe you're sort of on the fence on, but you don't have time to decide that you're in or out.
Yeah,
it's like they're made to order things for GW. You've got a couple weeks or ish,
right,
or something like that to make your decision, and then they may come back around again, but it might be years or never, and so you'll maybe buy stuff that you aren't for sure if you want, but you got to decide now. So that's how much of that they do, because that's the best they can do. I mean, I know, or how much of that literally is to fuel that FOMO. It's probably some of both. It's a business model, obviously, to some extent, I would presume, because why would you do it to that level?
To that extent.
And again, I know they can't produce. I mean, there's literally tens of thousands of models that they've got in their lineup, and depending how many years back you want to go, and how popular are they, and I get and the molds get old, and I understand all that part too, but it seems like they, much as any company I know of, really fuels that FOMO.
Well, one problem I have when they say, oh, it's like the molds get old, and it's like, oh, we won't be able to make anything after the mold's gone. Well, the molds are made from the master figure. So they have the master figures. So they can make new molds.
Although in some cases, apparently they don't. Some of the old, like 80s and early 90s miniatures, you see some of the sculptors have them, or a few, probably not a large percent though, and maybe they get damaged or lost. It sounded like at one point GW was not very careful with, they weren't thinking long term. You're just kind of in the now. It's sort of like, oh, I bought, I've got this cool motorcycle or car or toy. Like, who knows, like 30 years from now, everybody wishes they had one, like a 69 Fastback Mustang or something.
Yeah.
And you just you gave yours away when you got married, or whatever. And so, I mean, there's a limit to what nobody knows what the cool thing's going to be that everybody can't live without.
Must-haves.
Must-haves.
Yeah.
For me, I don't have as much trouble with new, if there's just new releases coming out, I'm not tempted by that hardly ever. For me, I'm only tempted by either limited runs, like we just were talking, or huge sales. Like occasionally, somebody's got, a massive sale on stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's too hard to resist that. And I see using it, and even if I didn't, gosh, never gets down to that price. That's just a good price, so I'll buy it or buy a bunch of it. Or occasionally, there'll be a Kickstarter. More in particular, I'll be tempted by, and I don't know, it's just being whatever, but a small manufacturer, and they're gonna, they're literally using the Kickstarter to fund the miniature sculpting or the mold making, and they'll be available for years. I mean, they'll be on their website, maybe, and usually they're only at a very slight discounted price. Like Brigade Games will do that. What's that other one? Sally Forth will do that. I've been tempted by both of those to go ahead and just join the Kickstarter. Usually there's only 100 or 200 people that do it, and you like to kind of it's tempting for me to or enticing for me to support those small manufacturers, and and it's something that maybe I wouldn't need today or buy today, and maybe down the road I would never buy them, but I am tempted by that, which isn't FOMO per se, but it's kind of the other topic where what triggers you to jump on something. But many of the miniatures I've for Old World that I bought over the last however many years have been off of eBay. I mean, they're old, out of print stuff, and if you find it for a decent price, I'll jump on that. But most new releases are stuff that's going to be on the shelves. I'm not a fast painter, so it's if a new game system comes out, I'll likely not get the book read and the miniatures painted, or have somebody to play against anyway. So I'm rarely tempted by that personally, but that's just my situation, I suppose.
Yeah, when you look at a lot of stuff, like when the Bretonnian stuff came out, you're like, oh, I like this, I want this, I want this. Mm-hmm. You threw it all in your cart, and then you was like, oh, by the time you got around, some of it wasn't available.
It was literally gone. Yeah, most of what I'd put in there.
But a lot of it's you look at it, from the aspect of what Games Workshop does, they purposely, I think, keep low stocks just because they want to make sure that when something is put up on the website, it's going to
move.
It moves immediately, so they're not.
But is it a business thing though? Literally. Yeah. For they don't want shelves sitting full. Just
I think
it's just a good business model, or is it literally cultivating that FOMO?
No, see, they're a publicly traded company,
right?
So we experienced this at UPS when I first started working, they were not a publicly traded company, and as soon as you switch over and you become a publicly traded company. Mm-hmm. The entire upper process of a business changes.
Okay.
You have to answer to all those people,
all the shareholders. You got to make sure them shareholders are happy. And the way them shareholders are happy is when that dividend rolls in. Mm-hmm. And
or if it, I don't even know if they pay dividends or whatever. The value of that stock stays steady or goes up, and the way it stays steady and goes up is for them to sell product and not have a lot of inventory. And
right.
I can see that it be, basically the fear of missing out is our reaction to their business model.
Yeah.
Their business model. Yeah, understand. They're in this business not for us. Now,
right.
They're in this to make a dollar, and we're the ones that are the ones promoting that fear of missing out and all that kind of stuff. They just fuel the fire with it. And fueling the fire just makes sense for them. Why have a bunch of stuff sitting around that we produced that?
But okay,
we've paid to produce something.
Right.
It's like if you have a field and you went to all the trouble to plant and to fertilize and all the effort, but then you have no market for it.
Mm-hmm. But do you think, like, I mean, you would think a company like that would know, like, we can sell. I mean, you never know, and I never. But like, if they think they can sell 1,000 of them, probably pretty comfortably within 6 months, do they say, you know what, let's make 800? That's my question. Are they really manipulating that, or are they just like, I don't know, this is where we're comfortable making a bottom?
The bottom line, they're making a profit. I think it's our perception of that pursuit.
Okay, but I would think because they underproduce, it makes people buy it that would not buy it otherwise. So,
yeah,
maybe it's hand in hand, like you're saying.
You can't have one without the other.
Right.
And they don't want us satiated. They don't want us satisfied. It's not like McDonald's where, I can order 50 hamburgers and I'll be a bloated king. But they don't want us to feel that way. Because that would put the pressure on them for what's that next thing we want them chasing. This way, they have a product line and they have a time frame that they want that product line to also run for. They don't want that to be burned out because maybe that next product line isn't ready yet.
Yeah.
And they're always thinking probably maybe 2, 3, 4 years in advance. What's our next product line? What's our next venture? Because our hobby is one, especially what they're into with like 40K and fantasies and all that kind of stuff. They have to have that next thing, that next juice. And so they got to drag this stuff out long enough so that next thing is ready to go.
Yeah, capitalism's just such a stupid thing.
Run its course. So they are hand in hand, but I think one they're searching for that bottom line that's be as good as it can be and make money for their shareholders. And our desire and our want of product probably exceeds their willingness to produce. So that gives rise to the fear of missing out. And so it's all kind of connected. It's just not a direct. I don't think it's like they sit there and go, well, we're going to dangle this in front of them, but we're never going to finish this off. They probably got plans in place. Like if this takes off, then we'll do this. If it doesn't, then we're going to pivot to this, make this change, and try to reinvigorate the market for this product this way.
Or just drop it. I mean, they don't care. It's about
yeah. And if it becomes something that they're not going to make money on, or they're running at a loss at this, and it's taken profit margin from like 40K or whatever, they'll drop it in a heartbeat.
I thought they did it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
It's just they're playing a different game than we are. That's it. They got the love for the game, but it's a different game.
Yeah. Well said.
It's a different game.
Yeah.
You know, I'd say a good example is that sitting on the shelf right there, I can just almost reach it, is the Lion from 40K, 30K.
Yeah.
Lionel Johnson. It's
Right.
like you look at it, is that suddenly he's never in stock. And then all of a sudden, one moment he's in stock. It's like now he's in stock on the shelf right here. It's like, oh, it's available. Got to get it now.
I have that store going too. I've got it like a bunch of Night Goblin boxes sitting over there on the shelf that I bought like 4 months ago, and it's like,
I know,
did I need to buy them 4 months
hoard.
ago? But I've got them.
I know.
For me,
Well,
you know, I was go ahead.
I was saying, it's like
Here.
you're talking about goblins. It's like back in '94, it's like bought a box and another box. You know, I could have enough goblins, but I never painted any of them until last year.
Yeah.
So that fear of missing out took 30 years to finish.
Right.
But
See, we've got Charles Latora. I don't know if he maybe has been here, but he's not one of our total regulars. So I'm just gonna say hey.
Hello.
yeah, let me
So,
jump
Vinny
into the
Warmock
comments
jumped in.
here real quick and
He,
bring
he brings up a good point about hex and counter games. That's
Yeah.
definitely true. Where they have limited production runs because those are usually very and like what is it? GMT Games does their P500 thing too. So like you don't just order it whenever. And
speaking of P500, they had the Jutland. I think it was Jutland. It was supposed to come out, and I was like, all right, put my money in. Say, it's for pre-order, and all of a sudden something came out where something happened to the designer, and they're not going to produce it now.
yeah, I heard some talk of that, and that happens once in a while.
And it was like, it was a game I wanted from those guys, and now I can't get it.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks. What was the question? The Raw Partha figures, if I can see them, I can afford them. Buy. It's like, that's the thing is if you're
That's me. Yep.
You're always like, if I'm looking for specific models that I want to add to my army, I will just have eBay up, and I'm sitting at my desk here paying, and then several times I'll like click, refresh. Nothing new. And if something, every once in a while, something will pop up. I just got today for Horus Heresy. It's a Sakaran tank Venator. Normally those things go for like $80 or something. Somebody put it up on eBay the other day for $35. And I was like, click. I seen it. I was like, oh, looked at it real quick.
Or somebody else sees it, buy.
I bought it.
And he's right. Like the Raw Partha figures or any out of print figures. That's the other thing. When I see there's certain miniatures that I do collect in Raw Partha and of course the old Games Workshop. And if I see them and they're in my reasonable price range,
within your wheelhouse, you're gonna take them.
Yeah, you just got to.
And Chris says 3D printing has cut my FOMO down to nothing. That is true. Is that I have come to realize that since I got a printer, I will just look and spend a day digging through files on different companies that provide files, and it's like, oh, I'll spend $5 and buy those and then print them off. And in the long run, it saves me hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. It's still something for me about like that old model that I wanted back in '92 or.
Yeah, there's the nostalgia aspect of it that I really want.
Yeah,
I want those
in the
models.
metal. I don't know. I'm always soft spot for the old metal minis.
But I did not want to spend a couple $1,000s to rebuild my Chaos Dwarf army.
Got some more people popping into the chat, Rusty.
Who popped in?
All right. Yeah. Got Jesse.
Jesse Purvis.
Nerd.
Hey,
Nerd.
Jesse. Is everybody painting? Well, I'm working on Chaos Dwarves.
Yeah, we mentioned the Chaos Dwarves just a little bit ago about coming to Age of Sigmar.
Yeah. I was chatting with Jesse about it. He thought about getting those. Say low print runs, full shelves, full warehouse is not profitable, as I understand. It's like, yeah, it's like you want to get rid of. It's like that's the Dell computers concept, is that you build it as you need it.
Yep.
Right.
You don't have a lot of stock.
But the thing is, look at how many sales they miss. That's why I don't quite understand what they're doing. Like, I'd buy. There's a few of the Bretonian things I would still buy if they ever came back in stock more than for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's
they're
true.
They're missing sales. So then that begs the question of what exactly is that the best they can do, or they're happy with that dollar wise?
The one thing I'd like to know is, has Games Workshop cut back on its workforce?
Yeah, that I couldn't tell you.
So since 2020, have they cut their workforce back so they haven't replaced it or not? I don't know.
You know, Dan, a lot of the models that you like that they release are the metal ones, right? That
Yeah.
They release.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure that scaling up. I think that there it's almost a novelty for Old World to offer these metal models to folks like us that want them.
Fair.
But
yeah.
But they also have this whole other side stream of not only the old plastics, but everything new's coming out in plastic. And so I think ultimately it's part of like
phasing it
building.
out.
They're building it up, like they're building up this sort of old world thing. But I don't think that they want to like try to meet their demand for metal models. I think from a cost perspective, probably. Like I actually don't think. I mean, like. I realize with Bretonians, it's kind of like a particular example because they're really popular and they probably did sell a lot and they sold out, like you said. But I just think, like, in general, that process is probably a whole nother can of worms than their core business, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no. It's just interesting because some of them have been out literally for months and months.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even like, well, they're out for a couple months or 3 months and then they're back in the store for a while and then they're back out again. They're just like, they're just not there. They have a listing that just always says out of stock.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
You know, I was thinking about this question because as I sort of get older as a wargamer, I get more and more easily set in to not getting sucked into things. And I do get into things, like, you know, I absolutely get into games. I'm not saying I don't, but and like when Marvel came out, I was like the best example of FOMO. Like when the Marvel game came out, I was like, Marvel characters, miniatures, I'm all about it. And like, you know, I just was totally looking forward to that and bought into it. But I find that what I like to do, because I enjoy the hype at times, and I like to give myself permission at times to actually get really excited and just completely do it. And so what I'll do is I go through long phases of like my friends telling me about games and me just not even looking in that direction. Like just like purposefully just staying focused on what I'm into and just not even giving it a second thought. But then something either comes up with the game I want to do that I play already, like a release for Old World, or something comes out brand new, like every once in a while that I'm like, oh my God, like I have to do this. And then what I do is I just let the floodgates open. And then I get the experience of it. Like I kind of get the excitement. I go onto Facebook. I'm in there, like, you know, a dirty shirt, like just talking to everybody about it, talking about more than I know about, like, you know, like doing everything.
I know what you mean.
And you know what's funny is like I went to this is unrelated to wargaming, but I went to a Comic-Con for the first time a couple of years ago, and I'd never been to one, and my daughter wanted to go and look at a lot of stuff there, like cosplay stuff and things, and I got an autograph from guy that plays Apollo Creed, that passed away. Trying to remember his name. You know who I'm talking about, right? Yeah. He but the thing is that I had such a good time. Like I enjoyed myself so much that they had these boxes on the way out that are like what Tim has. Like instead of being miniatures, they're themed boxes that like it's like a Spider-Man box or like a Star Wars box, and like they could be like, you know, coasters and T-shirts or like whatever it is that they put in there, but it's a kind of the genre. And I actually splurged for one because I was just in a good mood. Like nothing more than that. Like I just was, so I was kind of like happy at that time. So I just did it, you know, and just like, I'm like, you know, I'm having an amazing day. Let's make it even better, you know? And I just like, bought one of these things, you know?
Yeah.
But I find that overall, and then Kickstarters too, I find for me, I've only done one Kickstarter. I've never done more than one, so many years ago. And it was just one model. It was just like the sculptor that was doing individual models, and I bought a model. But the thing is I bought a lot of Kickstarter related stuff after the fact, and I seen all the stuff I can't get, you know, because of. And I do feel it at that point. I feel like, oh man, I should have did the Kickstarter, and I never do. But I always feel that missing out from not doing it.
I just got my Kickstarter this week.
Which one?
It's a board game called Cerro Gordo. It's about building a mining town.
Oh, cool.
It's designed by an actual guy that owns his own abandoned silver mine out in Nevada. I follow him on YouTube. You know, he goes into the mines and stuff and showing around the mine.
No way.
And it's like, and then he said, I'm going to do this Kickstarter. And it's like, looked at it. I'll back that. That's $35 for a board game. That's going to be $50 when it comes out. So I just got it this week. So I haven't even had a chance to do an unboxing of it yet. But
cool.
Neat.
But it's one thing you look at it. It's like missing out on stuff. That's the whole thing about Kickstarters. They give you enough little extra bonuses stuff, and then you get kind of a major discount in some cases.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
The Kickstarter exclusives, and then the discount. I'm not so much big on, you know, a lot of times, you're going to get it first, you know, which you get it before the public release. That isn't a big deal for me. But some of those Kickstarters that really blow up, you know, get huge. They've got some amazing deals in, like you said, both price and exclusives that are only available on the Kickstarter, which is how they get people to do it. I get it. So
let me burn through these comments here. It's like many words like only one question mark. It's like there can be only one available model. It's like, you ever seen that commercial where they have the Rice Krispie bars? They got a box, big box sitting there on the counter, and they got one packet of Rice Krispie bars there. And the guy comes in and goes, "Oh, you got one." He buys it, and it's like, "Oh, I got it." And he runs out the door, and he reaches under the counter and goes, "Puts one right."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good example of FOMO. But,
absolutely.
Hex Encounter games cause a high level of FOMO. Is that a game's good? Everyone says buy and will be a second edition 60 today, but they're sold out, and then second hand be 100, 150 or more. Yeah, that's a good example. Because, you know, people will buy them and it's like, hey, then they'll turn around and resell it immediately. Because they know there's no more being printed, so they say, "Hey, it's limited edition already."
Yeah.
Oh, somebody let in warm it. And Jesse asked, "What is everybody painting?" How does everyone feel about the Chaos Dwarves coming to Age of Sigmar? And it's like, if you're able to use those models in Old World, I can see them being very useful.
Yeah.
Now the question is, like, they are putting effort into the Chaos Dwarves in Age of Sigmar. How long will it be before they actually put some effort into said legacy army?
Yeah, it's questionable.
Because you look at what's his name that did a video just the other day talking about the Chaos Dwarfs, where the symbol for the Chaos Dwarf region on the old world map is there. So they know they're there. They exist.
Mhm.
So how long before they actually, a year, 2 years down the road, did they actually finally release that army?
They probably don't even. Well, they would know, I guess, they're if it's in development or not. But
Yeah, if they're developing the Age of Sigmar models, who's to say they haven't already developed the plastics and just because it's just CAD, they develop them on the computer, and then all it takes is to make the mold so they can make produce them in plastic.
yeah,
So there's no much effort into designing them without having to produce them. So they could already be done for all we know. Say a nerd's nerd is here. So I've been buying mongoose miniatures from around 2004. Good looking figures, orcs, goblins, barbarians, and elves. Yeah. Was it mongoose that did the drop Starship Troopers models? I think they was. All right. GW gave out big bonuses to its employees the last few years. I don't think they got rid of a ton of people. It depends on where they got rid of the people. And the new Cathay model looked very cool, but I can't really get into them right now at the moment. Yeah, that's true. It was tempting. You look at them, it's like, man, that's a cool army. But it's like, do I want to start a new army from scratch when I'm still got armies I haven't even finished painting yet?
Yeah.
That was the big thing that put me off from getting into the new Cathay models.
Word is it did well, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, yeah.
I know that I went to the store yesterday to get some paint, and I didn't see them on the shelf anywhere. So
that's a whole nother problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, but apparently, I don't know, like there's that one podcast, Lords of War. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them. A couple Canadians that own a store in Toronto area and that do a YouTube channel. And they were saying how their connections in the Europe had said how they kind of sold out and like were bought up quite a bit everywhere, the Cathay. And then they did well enough out here too in their area.
Okay.
But beautiful models. I just I didn't have any temptation for that, and I think that's one of the problems. You did?
I did not. I didn't care for them myself.
But I again, like I bring this up a lot, but I have like 2 years worth of painting of high elves. You know, like old school metal ones, like some from like as far back as like 3rd and 4th edition up until up through 8th edition. But I have like so many high elves that I'm going to do in the future and paint, and I have a Chaos Demons army that I'm going to be doing after this Orcs and Goblins, and I have Beastmen and Orcs and Goblins still to paint, and so like I just and then like I'm kind of into the older models, and so like when you add that all together, I didn't personally have any draw towards it, but they're beautiful though. I mean, they're great. I hope they do well with it because I like the game.
Yeah. It's like Chris said, I do a lot of STL Kickstarters. It's like that's something I've been backing a lot of. It's like $20 and you get some STLs, back at Kickstarter, and you get a bunch of files that you can make cool stuff. Because I can make, I still got a Lake Town and kind of a Northern Russia style Lake Town port buildings that I can print off, a bunch of them yet. So I could do a village like for, let's say, Frostgrave or Lord of the Rings or something of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Carl Weathers played Apollo Creed.
Yeah, I noticed he's put that in there.
I should never have sold or given away my copy of Campaign for North Africa by SPI, something like $40 brand new. And last section, it's going for over $900. It's like to get a good copy of it. Yeah, that's the big issue. Is like a lot of stuff is just overly priced.
Yeah, limits what you can do.
Yeah, Sarah Gordo. I've seen a lot, much of that. I missed them lately. Look for that game. Yeah, it's. I've yet to crack it open and see what it's like. Jet Li movie. Oh yes, one. Yes,
There can be
The
only
one.
one.
that. Carl Weathers was also Happy Gilmore. Finishing up 15 mil Barbarian, setting up my first solo scenario for Silver Bayonet. Bring out the vampires. Look at Cathay model, look way better than the dwarf. I think that's supposed to be, is that dwarf models?
Chaos Dwarfs, maybe.
Yeah,
And then-
Chaos Dwarf. Yeah, it's short for Chaos Dwarf.
I did like the
thinking-
balloon though.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. The
Uh,
airship balloon or whatever they're calling it.
my balloon. I got a balloon sitting here somewhere for a different army. Let's see. I have one of the for was it Uncharted Seas from old
Oh.
Spartan Games.
Yeah.
They have one of the fleets in there is they have balloons that big balloons like that they have in the Cathay Army that float around with cannons
Cool.
on them. Kickstarter 28, the U.S. Army Kickstarter, that'd be in. Oh yeah, I think I remember that one coming out. What's that? Release Rangers of Shadow Deep, House of Spiders, and released July 17th. Oh, okay. So we're caught up in comments. So it is a kind of one of those things where it's like you get yourself all riled up. I don't know how many times you sit there, you put it all in your in the cart, you want to buy it, and you just sit there and look at it going, do I?
I know. It's kind of like Palmer said. I do the same thing. Like I'm pretty good at resisting stuff, but then every once in a while you do. It is like that's kind of like what it is, Palmer. You give yourself permission to just be like, yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Go nuts.
we're going for it because
Let the kid out.
Yeah, well, it's sort of it's being self-disciplined, which I always like to think. As far as like trying not to have way more stuff than you can ever touch, and then something that isn't just sort of a passing fancy, but something I can commit the time to and enjoy the process. But yeah, every once in a while, it's when the right thing comes along and it fits kind of in your wheelhouse, whether it's nostalgia or just an interest or something, and then it's fun to just say, yep, we're pulling the trigger and we're holding it down.
Right.
Yeah, the hard thing is that when you actually find something that you've been looking for a long time, or it's like it just scratches that itch that you've been wanting scratched for a long period, and you just look at it and go, I'm doing it. I know I'm gonna love it, and then it's fun. I guess it's the fighting the impulse buy thing,
Yeah.
Well, you look at the cabinets back there, my display cabinets.
Yeah, you finally got cabinets. I can't wait to see those in real life sometime.
Yeah, it's like a lot of the stuff that's in there have never ever been on the table before. They've never played in a game. It's like you buy them. It's like, I have like my one of my love is the Mechanicum Army.
Mm-hmm.
From the Forge World stuff. It's like there's the Mechanicus and Mechanicum, and the 30K stuff is that it's an army that you look at. It's like I really like the aspects of it, and this how something just talks to you, and you're like, I don't know if I'll ever play a game with them, but I just have an urge to just every once in a while buy a few pieces just to add to it.
But see, that's fair because you're enjoying that part of it, and you're not just like buying the miniatures and throwing them in the closet. You're getting that whole enjoyment of that process, which that's cool. Or even if you're a collector and you enjoy building an army you'll never play, and you don't even have a rule set in mind, but you just enjoy that, and that's all part of the hobby too, you know.
Those Horus Heresy books have been the bane of many people's wallet.
Oh yeah.
Now you have your own, Mechanicum, cohort. Like basically you're building like this little thematic force, right? Like that's like what's in the books and stuff,
sure.
and it just sort of it's very nostalgic in that way.
Yeah, the one thing that would be another investment is I'd like to get a big giant display case that's about that big but wider, multiple shelves.
Mm-hmm.
Then I could just put the entire army on one shelf or multiple shelves.
Yeah, that'd be ideal.
Get a coffee table with a glass coffee table where you could look down into your miniatures too. It's sort of like fish tanks. Fish tanks, people make everything in their house into fish tanks. But instead, miniature painters do everything in their house into miniature display cases.
There's one thing that's like this one channel I follow on Instagram. They build tables. So they take like sections of wood, and it's like two boards on side by side, but the middle might be, and they fill it in with resin. Like they'll put a layer of resin.
Yeah, I love those.
And then they'll put miniatures or pictures or something in, and then they fill it in with the rest of the resin, so it's in the resin. So the table has a display, like currently displaying like your stuff. I'd hate to, it's like print a bunch of miniatures and then put it in.
That's cool.
I've seen people do aquarium tables where they can have their cats walk through tunnels, and so the cats are like literally looking up at the fish from like the inside of the table, like, or the tunnel. It's hilarious what people do, like what they do, a lot of stuff.
It's like, what was it? Right now I have this little baggie. I've cleaned them all up and put them on. It's like I had this big giant bag. It's now a small bag.
What are we talking about here, Rusty? You got this little giant bag that you make small bags out of there. That looks kind of like black fiber stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there.
It's black. It's resin crack.
Yeah, I've heard of resin before.
I didn't know that's what they called it now.
Yeah. Got some resin down there.
It's up at my nose.
That's some of the good resin.
So yeah, this is more Titan Guard.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I have a box of I picked up a box of Mechanicus Scutari. Use the plastic Scutari models, and then you take the Forge World. I got these before Forge World quit doing this, but then you glue them on with super glue. So you put the plastic model together without the arms, and then you put the rest of the stuff on. It's kind of nice.
Cool.
I have 20 of them already, and I'm just going to, here's another 10. Add to the mix.
And so, which is this your 28 millimeter scale?
Yeah.
And so those are, they're not guys that you put on the base. They're actually like, what is it that did you say that you're putting those on the base?
Oh, you take Scutari, which is the 40K plastic Mechanicus models.
Oh,
and you build them. They have the cape and the chest and the legs, but you don't put the arms on or the head.
Okay.
So then you take this resin pieces and then you glue on the arms and the head and the backpack, which are resin pieces.
Converts them over.
Yeah, so it's plastic and resin mixed together.
Cool. Okay.
If you ever watch the video of my display, I have some of them already built and painted up. They're in the top case with the knights.
Okay, cool. I'll have to go back. I did see you have a lot of big knights in the case there. Yeah, and I saw the guys on the bottom, but I can't. I don't remember. I don't know any one particular one offhand. I can't remember.
Yeah, they're sitting there at the feet of the knights
So instead of like Skitarii and 40K, they have like the metal helmet and everything. Did they convert them to having hoods? You know, in the ones you're doing, is that what it is, or like
No,
the Rangers?
They're just like a metal helmet.
Okay.
It has kind of a, well, that's definitely sci-fi, but it's almost like a medieval style looking helmet.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
So
Neat.
I like what Charles says. He said, if I need more space, I will throw away more clothes out of my room and empty some drawers.
That man has his priorities right.
That's having your priorities in the proper place.
exactly.
Approved.
Stinking shirts.
A man only needs like 2-3 pairs
How
of
many
shoes.
shirts do you need? Yeah. 6 pair of underwear and cheapers. Lots of room.
And most of those are falling apart. What's the
Still
name of the
ancient.
historical miniature game called where you can play the Romans or Gauls in the game? That like
Hail Caesar, you mean? Or like
Hail Caesar.
Or like, I don't know.
Oh, it's
TBA?
like Hail Caesar, and then there's a lot of them out.
Oh
there.
yeah, there's a ton of them.
A ton of them that do that.
But that would be a popular one, Hail Caesar.
Hail Caesar is probably the most popular one right now.
OSG has a sale going on. OSG. Who's OSG?
Trying to think. It's a board. Is it board gaming? I'm OSG. Something's games, right?
Yeah, I have to tell us what OSG is.
Shoot. I'm
drawing a
blanking.
blank. Infamy.
I'm working.
Hail Caesar.
Yeah.
Hail Caesar.
That's it.
I think so. I've been buying some solo RPG rules lately. 4 Against the Darkness, D100.
Yeah, the D100 dungeons. My older brother's into those, and I've looked through the stuff that the rules he's got. It does look pretty sweet. If you're on a desert island, that'd be the way to go. You keep yourself busy for years.
And you just paint a rock up with a face on it, a bunch of rocks, and you just play against the rocks, right?
Have some dice and a pencil and paper. It's all you need. You wouldn't need that even.
Well, you got to write on. It's like you have some fire and you got some charcoal, and you write on that on the right.
There you go.
That's your paper.
There you go.
Flat slab of rock. I think
Right
I
on the
found
cave
my
wall.
home in miniature wargaming, narrative games.
Yeah.
I'd say narrative games is like the most fun you can have with playing.
And almost any game system can, well, not all of them maybe, but most of them you can make into a narrative game. Even, it's just how do you want to play it, Because what's his face? God, it's been a while. I've been off YouTube for so long, I can't remember the guy from Plastic Crack. Seventh Son. He uses just Hail Caesar, but he makes his every game he does is super narrative. He's even made his own campaign games using that rule system. And
well, that's one of the things I really like about Hail Caesar is that it's malleable without breaking it.
It's like a framework, really. I mean, there is lots of wiggle room.
And what's great is it was the original idea of it all is it's supposed to be done with an umpire.
Yes.
And so
it's a very gentleman's game thing.
That's supposed to be run by an umpire. That flexibility never goes away. You have room to just expand or contract any way you want, and you have to go out of your way to really break the game. I think you have to try to break it. I think it's one of those things that was done with a particular mindset, but the mindset, because of the way with the umpire, it just adds that look, because an umpire can just write something down. He's like a dungeon man, he writes something down and
Can
goes,
be whatever.
"Hey,
Yeah.
go deal with this." And
Yeah.
shit. Well, what keeps the players from doing that without
Right.
umpire? You know that sort of
Nothing. Yeah.
freedom to expand and contract, and it's got guidelines to it. It's like, yeah, let's.
But it's basic enough, I think. That's why it doesn't get you so far off in the weeds, and then that's where you get issues with either balance or rules calls. It's a really simple framework, really.
Well, and it's when it in game development, when you go all the way back to, are you going to use a die 6 method, a die 10, or a die 8, or a D12, all hail the D12, which or whatever sided dice you want to use.
Mm-hmm.
When that's your base, I mean, that takes your game into different realms because of the math involved in those escalating skills. Because if you do, let's just take an example of 2 dice 6, and as you do the math, as you go up on that little bell curve thing with all your little percentages and stuff, there's a couple of places there, I can't remember right off the top of my head, what it's 4 and 5 and 7 and 8 or something, where it's like a 17% jump when you say, like, my skill is like, my weapon skill's 4 as compared to weapon skill 5. Well, if you're using that can skew your game drastically instead of having a nice methodical progression. And then you get into the problem of, well, how many points is that worth? How many points is that 17% increase when you go from, say, 33% to 50%? What is that increase worth in game terms? And they're all the time trying to massage that into the game, and I think that's exactly where game systems get into trouble, because they try to do, instead of fixing it on the front end, they're always trying to fix it on the back end. A D12, to me, it makes more sense than 2 dice because the progression is the same.
Right, you have the same percentage.
8.34 or 8.33 from one to the next to the next to the next, and that's much easier to align all your mathematical computations down the line for spells and weapons and armor. And
there's less randomness in a D12 than 2D6.
It's much easier to put that correlation between the points and that percentage. When you have a 17% jump there, and what is it, Rusty? Is it 4 and 5 and 7 and 8 or 6?
Seven's the most common thing to roll.
6, 7, 8 is the most common.
When you go like from 33% of the time this is going to work, or 50% of the time this is going to work. That is when you're rolling 2 dice 6. That's what you're concerned with. And then then on the other side of that, you go from 50% to 66%. So it's on the other side of that. How do you rectify that large of a jump in your points? Well, people on the back end are always trying. I'm sorry. This is a pet peeve. I'm got way off target. I'm sorry. I went down a rabbit hole. I'm sorry. This is something I will preach on. I can't. I'm sorry.
You're gonna write a symphony about it after the show.
Shut up.
It's a whole topic in game mechanics in itself.
Well, I agree that the minimum, the smallest size for most games should be at least a D10, because that's 10% increments.
Yes.
Then you're getting to 8% increments, and then if you go into a D20, then you got 5. And it's like when I design my own game systems, they're always using D20s because I like the ability to manipulate by 5% shots. But
Yeah, and it's much easier to correlate some sort of other attribute later on to that exact percentage that you're increasing.
Yep.
You know, when you have when everybody else is going at a certain percentage rate, and then all of a sudden there's this 4 to 5 and 5 to 6. That's like, if you're a 4 and then against a 6, that's a tremendous disadvantage. Yeah. When rolling 2 dice 6. And then you start adding on all the different attributes of magical weapons and all these increases and stuff. And the next thing you know, that's why you're always seeing, like with fantasy games like that they're always that run off 2 dice 6. They're always trying to backdoor fix that, because that's always where your problems arise, is because it gets skewed so badly when, oh, it sounds like a great spell and it's really fun and it's thematic, and all of a sudden you start using it, and oh, well, if I add this and this, then the next thing you know, I go from 33% to 84%, where it's working all the time with just one little tweak, instead of, it's a difficult process when your base unit of 2 dice 6 is your cornerstone.
Tim, life isn't always easy though.
Huh?
Life isn't always easy though.
Well, no.
I always sat and laughed. I
want my games to be fun. I don't want
But sometimes disadvantages are real.
Well, yeah. That doesn't mean
I'm just joking with you.
You busted the chop, Norman. You busted the chop.
Charles says, I got 2 drawers full of DVDs. I got 1 drawer full of my 6 mil
GHQ micro armor.
I got a bunch of moderns. I got Americans and Russians for modern forces in GHQ. They used to have a massive fleet. I had represented every ship of the American and Japanese fleet of World War II at one time.
And put it in a shoebox, right?
Almost.
You carry it around in a shoebox.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about 1/2400 scale. You're small.
Yeah.
Had British forces, World War II, and GHQ. Yeah.
I know that Mel, he has a ton of World War II GHQ stuff. Unfortunately, he was about ready to have it set up for having games at his house. And then this last week, we had the 5 to 10 inches of rain over Newton. His basement turned into a swimming pool.
Oh, dear. Oh, God. I hate that for him. I went through that shit.
He was a little pissed off. That's probably one of the reasons why he's not on tonight.
Well, yeah, that's a lot. I tell you what, cleaning up from that stuff, because when I first bought my house, I had that water problem, and I had to redo my basement a few times. And God, every time it rained, you just
hope it didn't.
Is that what I'm going to go home to tonight? And I feel for him, man. It's awful.
So OSG is Operational Studies Group specializing in Napoleonic games.
Okay, I learned something there.
So I might have to check that out. D10s are my friends. Yes, I agree. D10s are your friend. At least the minimum D10. But when I played Star Grunt, they had an interesting system running D4, 6, 8s, 10s, 12s, and 20. It's like where, depending on the skills, whatever you'd roll, for doing your actions. I just saw a light bulb moment. I will have a Musty Wargamers crew in my 5 parsecs from home games. Who wants to be the leader?
Isn't that the one that dies first usually? In
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that like a
most
red
alien
shirt?
games?
You're right.
Red shirt in Star Trek
That's right.
Landing party.
landing party. Red shirts are done.
Battletech players know 2d6 math atop their head. Bell curves are great for gains when you want multiple small bonuses to work. Yeah.
That's over my head of comprehension, but sounds like math and stuff.
Oh, it's easy. Yeah, it's easy. You don't have to think at all. You just do it. Do it.
Do it.
D100 is great for when you want a simple, clear odds success.
Yeah.
Just don't roll a D100 die. It'll never stop.
Yeah, it's just round.
Like a ping pong ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one of those things somewhere. It's like yay big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like you roll it and just keeps going.
How do you tell what's on top?
Exactly.
It's
You
got to
need
be
a really
like
flat surface, and then I don't know.
You have to get out a level to make sure that's the one that's on top.
Yeah.
Tricks might fall out of a chair. That's one thing where you're doing that. It's like you're just better having a number generator, if you like a app that just like click. And,
Can you trust that though? I don't know.
It doesn't feel like the same as rolling dice, though. That's the only problem.
Yeah,
No,
Jesse brings up, I like the Infinity 20 way to do damage. Yeah, that's one thing about Infinity was really nice is that they had that system going for them.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Infinity was a very interesting skirmish system. There's not a lot of models. It was
it's still really popular, actually.
Yeah.
At least by me.
That wasn't the GW game, was it?
No.
What
No,
was
it's
the
on
one
Corvus
GW
Belli.
had that did the bigger scale way back in the like 90s, early maybe it's early 2000s? What was that?
Inquisitor? Inquisitor, something like that.
Yeah,
it was one word, something. Sorry, that made me think of Infinity.
Yeah, like
Frame
54
part.
millimeter.
Yeah, they're big.
I have sculpted so much 1/300 6 mil Cold War.
Ah,
Yeah.
Cool. Can't even see 6
GHQ WW. How about Dan? I call him Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
And when he uses the actual D100 instead of 2d6% of is a troll or a serial killer. You really like those percentage dice, don't you, there, son?
Oh,
It's like, all right, everybody, I'm going to roll my D100. Shh.
well, you'd spend 10 minutes arguing on what the number
Right,
was.
where's
on
it going to
top.
stop rolling?
No, I think it's 16. No, it looks like
No.
34 to me.
It's like, all right, if you put another die on top of it, and if it's that will determine which one's on top.
You have to have
But
one
it's
side.
kind of an angle. We can't determine what it
You
is.
have to have it light
Now we
up.
can't see it because you put a die on it.
Well, and I'm old. I can't see anyway.
There was a BattleTech game we had. Gosh, it would have been about 7 years ago, 8 years ago, somewhere in there. I got it on video where we're playing, and we rolled a 2d6 across the table, and one of the dice stops on the very corner.
Ah, I've actually seen that happen.
And it's just sitting there on its head. It's like right on
Yeah,
the corner,
on its.
perfectly balanced. And you're like, holy crap.
Yeah, I have actually seen that happen.
That's the devil at work, boys.
Oh,
The devil
What they
at
were always saying about
went straight to church next morning.
it. That's what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like getting
Another
a black spot.
bark. There's that another bark scorpion running across.
Oh, whoa. Okay. Yeah, get the gun. Running across this tile floor.
Or is
Yeah.
that, I think he said black. It's supposed to be black scorpion. If that'd be,
Man,
man, that brings
Oh,
back memories when I was a
There's one
kid.
that's called a bark scorpion.
Is
I
it a
don't
bark
know.
scorpion?
Oh, just burn the fucking house down. Burn it all down. Just
burn it all down. Yeah,
Yeah,
err on the side of caution. Oh god.
Oh, I know. It's like when I was a kid, we moved
Take
to
my hobby spot if I
Phoenix.
saw one of those crawling across the floor. I mean,
Oh, I'd lose my whole thing.
yeah.
I learned how to the skill of killing bugs when I was a kid. We moved to Phoenix when I was about 5, and just before it was the summer before I turned 5. And I remember it was like we're sitting in a house and all, because it didn't have quite the best ceiling below the door, and the scorpions would go screaming across. You'd be sitting there watching TV, and all of a sudden you just get,
oh jeez,
like,
man,
it's like he's chasing him around with a shoe.
I'll pass.
One eye.
Yeah,
open
that sounds.
Yeah. That's
Makes me think of Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
Bueno. Yeah.
You can print me off a 30K army, but can't wait to learn the Civil War game with y'all. Yeah, Jesse and I. Jesse's is part of my last order for the 15 mil Civil War. He ordered a bunch of Rebs.
Oh, nice.
He's got the Texans.
Oh, yeah. I did order that pack myself.
So he ordered like 4 packs of Texans. So he's going to have a nice Texas force.
Nice.
Cool. We can combine forces and sometime.
So my goal is to once they come here, and I'll put them on bases and get them painted up and stuff.
There you go. Cool.
And I still have to finish. I got the last bit of my Union guys I have to put together.
Yeah,
and
good.
I did order for the Union the horse holders too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of the thing I'm going to have to get to. Is
I just got mine ready to base. I got the bases ready, and I'll glue them down next time I come down here. Yeah, they'll be done.
Did you put them on round bases or squares?
Yep, round bases. And I went with fender washers that are they're 1 5/8 across. So probably in the book suggested 1.5 inches, but they need to be about that big or I can't get them on there. Yeah, something like that. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, those fender washers are great.
Yeah.
Ones with a little bitty tiny hole in them.
Yeah.
Yep. Little tiny hole, and they're nice and thin.
Yep. I went to off of Etsy. A guy was making 25 millimeter round, just very thin. You can see that's really a thin little disc.
Nice. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the washer. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
These
Just punched out of galvanized sheet metal.
and my magnets fit to them just great. Just
Nice.
That's great.
Could use
They
those.
have them in all different sizes, Tim?
oh, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I would imagine. But
So you glue those in the bottom of bases, or you just?
Well, I put them in like the Sabat bases, and then I put little magnets underneath my guys on the round bases, and that way I can like I can rank them up, or I can take them off and play skirmish games with them.
Yeah.
Would you mind putting them on the Facebook page what they were called on there? Because sometimes stuff like that is hard to find if you don't know exactly what they call them. Like, did they call them like metal base or like base bottom or like I don't know what they call them.
No, I just look up 1 inch or 1 inch metal blanks.
Blanks, okay.
Circular blanks. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
Okay, that's helpful because I'm actually looking for stuff like that.
Yeah, because I like. Well, let's see. I got one here somewhere. I know I do.
I could have used those in college, but we used to have the washer and dryer in our dorm that took quarters.
This isn't finished yet. This gives you an idea what I do with them. I put them on here, and they're real thin, so they don't raise the guy up. And this is my old method when I started using washers. This thing weighs a ton.
Yeah.
With that many metal washers on there, I could knock you out with this. But sure, could that thing across the room, it'd leave a mark. But that's what I first started off on. Then I went to the fender washers because you could get them with a really tiny hole, and you could get them. God, I got fender washers over there that are like almost 2 inches around, 2.5 inches round. They were for Song of Ice and Fire cavalry, because that was a model removal thing. So in transport, it was easier just to magnetize each one of them down, and then you can just pull them off, back on. But yeah, these things are so thin you don't even really notice the rise. But with this, you can.
See, what I do is this looks like a magnet, but it's actually flexi steel. It's basically like a magnet material.
Yeah.
So what I do is I do this for all my French Indian War Warhammer miniatures. But what I'd like to do is see how much this costs versus those, and whether they have them in other shapes and sizes. And I would consider switching to that if it made sense. And so, and in some cases, I would use it for other projects. And so
here's one like on a base, like the Sabat base.
Yeah.
Okay, each one of those is, you know, a Sabat base, and then I put that little 1-inch thing in there, and then the model would sit right down on top of it. Can't even tell it, you know. Cool. Sometimes, you know, with some of these things, like I take like if it doesn't fit flush, I just take my little Dremel and just kind of ream that out a little bit.
Yeah.
So it slides down in there easier.
Sure.
But it works really great. Like if you want to do model removal, or you're just going to play like I really started doing it because I thought we were going to be playing like Saga and stuff like that. So I have all my Vikings or my ancient forces done this way, so I could pull them off and use them for that as well, or some other skirmish game.
Yeah.
So
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, just like dual use is what I was looking for.
Yeah, good solution.
Yeah, see. So Jesse said finish building his Soul Blight Grave Lord stuff and Blood Angels and Tyranids. That's what he's currently working on. I think it's black, a black scorpion.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there are black scorpions too.
Yeah.
That would be funny if the one that actually would bark at you. I think that would just terrify the bejesus out of me.
Old Glory ACW. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what mine are. That's what you're working on, Rusty, right?
Yeah, that's Old Glory ACW for what the heck is
Old Glory 15s. They call it. You have to go to
Fire
Old Glory
Fury.
15s. Yep.
That's a system we're using is Regimental Fire and Fury.
Yep.
It's a bark scorpion. Okay, the most poisonous scorpion in the United States are smaller. They are the worst. I remember when we were out there living. We lived out there for like 6 months. I just remember it seemed like every day I was killing a scorpion that come in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Things are nasty.
Ugh. I'll pass.
Yeah. We have special netting on our AC register so they don't drop on us when they're sleeping in our beds. Welcome to Arizona.
Wow.
It's like screen everything. Black lights are our friends too. See, will they show up better with a black light?
Must.
Huh.
Wow.
Our work boots.
Nightmare.
Yeesh.
Like I was saying, it's like I remember as a kid, it's like we had our tennis shoes. It's like you always had a shoe handy. It's like you're watching TV and you see them skittering across the floor. You just splat. Tim is Song of Ice and Fire, easy to learn. I have the original starter set, yet have bust them out.
Yeah, it's easy to learn. It's a great little. It's really a great footprint game because all your infantry are the same, 12 models, cavalry are 4 models. It's really easy to pick up on. It's just it fell into the same issue that a lot of games that have a plethora of factions and magic and skills and heroes, and everybody has a thing, and trying to balance all that, because that world that he created is massive.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have so many heroic types and stuff, but as far as the base game, the very first version of it is pretty good. If you just use like but what happens is, like with every game, as you expand out and you're trying to give pluses to this and minuses for that, and trying to equate all the different factions. Well, the last time I played Song of Ice and Fire was a year plus ago. There were almost 20 factions, I think, they were working on.
Wow.
And each one, somebody's got to try to figure out, okay, we're going to give this guy a plus for this, or if he does this, then it's negative to that. And then what does this, what do they call them on the tactics board on the side where the NC, I don't know, there's a non-playing character. And yeah. And, you know, how does what he does on the tactics board affect what's on the table? And when you start expanding out so far, a lot of times it's just duplicate stuff with a different name, because you can only go plus so much, minus so much. So in fantasy, that's what you do. But it's also a dice 6 game, and you know, it falls into that. That's why I kind of got into that, where okay, I can't even keep up with so many factions with all their stuff. You just have to trust the guy you're playing across from, that he must know what he's doing. I don't know. I liked the game. I really did. For the first couple of versions of the game, it was a lot of fun, but it got to the point where it was there was just so much going on.
A lot of interactions
between
different abilities, and
but their basic setup I loved. It was a basic footprint. So everybody's footprint was the same, whether his cavalry, my infantry. The footprint was the same, but what they could do was a little bit different. Again, it's power creep. You know, remember back in the day, every successive army book that would come out had this little bit of a creep. Okay, this is the new thing. This is the new hot thing. And okay, well, now I can't field a force that's competitive. So it kind of went down that way, and that's why I haven't played it in a long time. They would have to neuter it for me to go back and play it to where it would be the idea of even close to being balanced again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because there's just so much stuff. It's just, you can't keep up on all of it. See, it was bad enough when you had like 5, 6, or 7 factions on Westeros, but now they've gone across the sea and they're bringing in all those factions, and it could. And then you have all the mercenaries and all their wonderful little things that they can do, and they can fight for anybody. You know, so that gives you a different mix. If you want flavor and you want to be able to do all kinds of quirky, weird stuff, that you can put some weird armies together. But I don't know. Then you got, then you got her with her dragons and all, like, you know, how do you do monsters? And monsters are always an issue with games. I mean, you know, are you going to neuter the monsters, or are the monsters too powerful? But it falls into one or the two characters.
You gotta get them when there's still eggs.
Into a mouth. Again, I'm answering a question. I'm getting preachy. I'm an old guy, and preachy is kind of what we do. So I'm sorry. I yield the floor to anybody else. Oh God.
Well, we're getting kind of close anyway.
Yeah, let me finish up these. It's like they said, yes, they glow in the dark. So having a
black light,
which makes things glow,
Spot you a scorpion. Okay.
It's like you see my
scary.
Look at that. You see that?
I can see it's like magic.
Yeah. Glow in the dark rocks. It's like Uperlights. Kind of cool. It's like
Okay, cool.
my Expanse poster up there glows in the dark too. And then it's like the old Ralpartha glow in the dark.
Yeah, I've got that right.
Paint.
Will-o-wisp.
Yeah, it still works, man.
Yeah, mine still shakes up.
Yeah. Minnie, who is the Scorpion Capital, Arizona, Sonora?
Ugh.
They called NCU Tim.
NCUs, Tim. Does that ring a bell?
Right. That's right. Well, like I said, it's been a while since I've played, so
You knew it was in something.
it was in something.
Trick question. Arizona is part of the Sonoran Desert. Okay.
There you go.
The latest faction that came out was called the Brotherhood.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
So Song of Ice and Fire can be a money pit, or I'll just stick to Warriors and no magic. Is that possible?
Questions aren't allowed at this
Well,
point. Sorry. Sorry. That'll be for the next one.
you can play that way, but you're at such a significant disadvantage for someone who brings it that, it's
That's it in a nutshell.
But you could, if both players wanted to play without magic, you could do that, correct?
Yeah.
well, and it's not really magic.
Oh,
Okay, they don't have like real spells and all that kind of thing. It's more about the NCUs on the tactics board and your heroic characters. Plus, some units have certain specific special things that they do all the time. And so, say you have an army, I forget, 50, 60 points worth. Their points don't really equate to a lot of different games, and you could have like you have your unit, which has a thing that it can normally do without any character in it. You put a character in it, then all of a sudden you get what that unit can do plus what he can do. Then you have that unit with the character, and it's affected by what the NCU, whatever he captures on the tactics board, can then upgrade the unit. There's a lot of layering that goes on.
yeah.
The footprint thing, a big fan of the way they did that. A big fan. I thought that they nailed that part of it. I think so they could focus on this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But man, sometimes it just gets to the point where it's just so much. And unless you've got like all the information on every army, you go play against stuff that you never see ever,
Mm-hmm.
and
It used to be the joys if you're playing Warhammer 40K as a tournament player.
Yeah.
You had to pretty much have every book and think about every.
Yeah, it's if you're a tournament, and especially like in the Song of Ice and Fire, if you're a tournament player, you better know the meta and you better know what's normally going to come to that tournament, because you could find yourself at it could be a pretty miserable time for you. You get tabled pretty quick.
Yeah.
If you bring the wrong stuff.
It's like War Machine used to be that way too.
Yeah.
Before it died. Horrible death. It depends on how you want to expand. The Forest War Council is an apt for the game, pretty helpful. Things moved on me. I played 4 or 5 times, decided to use minis for Kings of War. Because that's just all footprint.
Yep.
And made 3 armies out of the Kickstarter. Just a
yes or no. Yeah.
You asked a question.
I'm incapable of just a yes or no. We be late middle age.
Yeah,
We ain't old. We're just middle aged.
Late middle age. That's
Thanks
fair.
for the great show, Musty. Still want to have you guys on my live stream if they'd be interested.
Oh
at all.
yeah, I'd love to do that.
Yeah. Just let us know.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yep, line her up.
All righty. Well, I'd say that's the last of the comments, and I'd say it's time to roll.
Yeah,
Been on for 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yes. Well, it was great. I like the fact that we do these, still try to keep it going during the summer a little bit before the regular season starts up every other week.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, I forgot to get into my box. I'll have to do an unboxing video now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's sitting right over there, and it's killing me not to open. Oh, a child at Christmas time. Let's go.
What kind of goodies is in here?
Yeah. Well, I know
packages
I ordered the Death and the Landsnake book that comes with a special character. I know that's in there, but the army itself that they sent, I don't have a clue.
Cool. Hopefully, you're not disappointed.
No, I'm not going to be disappointed. Matter of fact, and it's going to be whatever's in it. That's what it's going to be in the queue to get done. Whatever that's what I set my mind to. It's like, if it's not ACW, well, it could
AWI.
be AWI or AWI, whatever it is, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to chicken out.
That's rolling the dice there.
Figure it out and do it the right way. Just as a challenge, just like, it's almost like
fate. It's fate. You're embracing fate.
Well,
embracing fate.
I'm what?
Embracing fate.
Embracing
fate.
Kind of like a hobby cleanse.
Yeah.
I do so much ancients and dark age, and probably at some time, God help me, I don't want to, but I know I will. The Middle Ages.
It's like 4 liters of cola.
You got part of a Renaissance army started. Like,
I left that for 15 mil. It was easier.
All right, gentlemen. I think we're now that we're on cleanses, I'm gonna
time to cleanse the show.
Time to purge myself from this this shindig.
Ourselves from the internet.
Yeah. See you, everybody. Thanks for coming.
All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you
in
a month, which would be after the Iowa State Fair for me. So
there you go.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens after that. All right. We'll see you in a month over on Palmer's channel. Night, everybody.
See ya.